What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another video. I hope we're all doing well. Ladies and gents, as you know, there are whispers and stuff going around in the community right now about Gamepires being bought out by another company. Now, we're going to get into this in just a moment, but as you know, this could be big news for the game. Now, I understand people's thoughts and opinions on this, and it hasn't exactly been too well in the past, let's be honest. We had Jagex buy out Scum back in 2022, and let's be fair, over the last few years, we haven't really seen any real changes other than what we've seen as a forced push to 1.0, which clearly wasn't ready. So it kind of gave us a bit of false hope there. And I'm not going to speculate here to who was pushing out DLCs, whether Gamepires or Jagex at the time. But there are huge differences between Jagex and Gamepires. Sometimes it's nice to have the funding, but also at the same time, they may not be the right company to be able to help out another team. It's like investors, ladies and gents. Someone might specialize in clothing and have millions to invest into a tech company, and it's not going to go down well. I kind of feel like this has happened between Jagex and Gamepires. I feel like they saw something there, but it just didn't work. I mean, let's face it. In terms of investing into, and having knowledge into live services such as RuneScape, which is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, they don't really have much expertise in shooters, or sandbox games, respectfully speaking. So I'm not going to sit here and say Jagex did absolutely nothing or vice versa, because I don't really know, and we was never told really what Jagex brought to the table. I personally don't think I saw anything other than a rushed 1.0, but that's just me. So this other company has come along, ladies and gents, and there's a lot that's been going on behind closed doors, clearly. But apparently, according to the sources I've been to 3 months ago, a company from London called Splash Damage have taken over and have bought Gamepires from Jagex. And what they want to do with Gamepires is basically create a merger between the two companies, and to create a group which they want to call themselves the Splash Damage Group. Now, right now, I don't know the creative, if they're allowed to still have their creative flow. I don't know if Splash Damage are going to be able to take over and stuff like this. We don't really know that kind of information right now. All we do know is that Splash Damage have a huge expertise in not just Unreal Engine 5. Obviously, they do have Unreal Engine 5 games. But they also are working on a game called Astra. I think it's something Astrid that they're working on right now with a couple of very big name streamers, one of them being Shroud, which everyone knows who Shroud is. Now they want to work alongside Scum at the same time, and they want to push this. They have noticed that the game has sold over 6 million copies. That is a serious achievement, right? That is some serious IP they can work with. And they are hugely interested, from what I've read, in what potential this game has. And it is great to see that, because this game has massive potential. Like myself and others, I have over nearly 10,500 hours in this game. That's 10,000 hours, guys, in a game, which is just ridiculous. It really is. But I've had so much fun over those 10,000 hours over the last 8 years since since Gamepires released Scum on Steam back in 2018. And it really has been a journey. But it's also been a journey where a lot of bad decisions have been made. And this game really has got to the point now where we don't really know where it's going. Don't get me wrong, there are some very, very cool features within Scum. I think some are very overcomplicated. And I think one of the huge things is the metabolism. The metabolism is what makes Scum Scum, and it always has been. But there's also a lot more issues within Scum right now, and I feel like that Splash Damage are coming in to get things done, to fix it, to take it into a new direction. And they also explain about a franchise, right? It's building, expanding the franchises and building new multiplayer IPs and stuff like this as well. They want to expand Scum. That is the big thing they want to do. And they've always worked in live service infrastructure too. This is something they've always worked in. Scum is a live service infrastructure. It's huge. You get loads of players on one map and stuff like that as well. That is a specific set of knowledge, from developers. Whereas Jagex just didn't have that. Now, are we expected to hear something tomorrow? Probably not. Are we going to expect to hear something in the next few months? Probably not as well. However, it's going to take a little while to get the two houses in order before we get some announcement about what's going to be happening in the future. And this is going to be pretty big for the game. This is going to be a very, very big deal. I know I said that with Jagex in the past, and I was wrong, right? But everything that they have been saying, and I put my hands up to that, but everything they've been saying here with this merger seems to be a really, really good place. And I've heard through the grapevine that this could be very, very good for Gamepires and for us as the customers who play this game, who's put thousands of hours into this game as well, which is just something, you know, you don't really, no one just puts that kind of, you know, effort into a game if they didn't enjoy it. But there's always something that keeps me coming back to this game. It's the updates. It's everything that's happened with since 0.1 all the way up to 1.0. But again, I feel like there's been so many issues along that way. A lot of decisions, a lot of bad decisions, some very good decisions. And it's kind of just stagnated now. And the game now needs to be grabbed, taken 90 degrees that way. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that we need to expect some big changes, right? So if you suddenly see this game just change completely, it's better than what it's doing now. Put it that way. I don't believe that there is a full lore of Scum. I just don't. The lore seems to be changing all the time. As far as I'm aware, I'm playing a game that I'm a prisoner on an island. That is it. I'm a prisoner on an island. The lore has changed so much over the years. We kind of don't really know what's going on with it now. But going back to Splash Damage, I really think that the Splash Damage and merging with Gamepires, creating a Splash Damage group, they want to create a franchise. A franchise. Could this potentially mean they want to rebuild on the Unreal Engine 5 and basically make a Scum 2? This is they keep mentioning the word franchise. Could they see if Scum on Unreal Engine 4 as the early version, the first version, the test version, but then push it over to Unreal 5? We don't know. And like I said, guys, I'm speculating on this one. But it seems this is kind of the route that they might want to take. If they want to see progression, they want to get their investment as well. And there's obviously all different ways that they can make investments, guys, including, doing stuff like seasonal offers, promotions, maybe a game pass or something. I don't know. Just anything that really sort of keeps the money coming in. But as long as the players are happy, and we have a game to play, I think there's a lot that needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. The base building needs to be completely rebuilt from the ground up. It's great, but they need to just, there's a lot that needs to be done. Start with planks. No one wants the sticks, right? Start with the planks and work your way up. Bring the resources down. Players are much happier. Keeps them consistent as well. And it's not a massive chore to build or anything like that either. I really do think this is going to be absolutely huge for the game. But like I said, when it comes to like building up a franchise, right? So there's going to be more frequent updates, right? We've got a great possibility for more frequent updates as well. Seasonal events or progression systems, right? Continued server infrastructure improvements as well. So Splash Damage have around 100, I think 150 or just under 150 devs. Now, that is great for them to work on right now. And they're not focusing on too much other stuff right now. And where they're merging with Gamepires, it's just, there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential, and there's only really good things. And I'm not talking about anything past or anything like that with Splash Damage. I'm looking at what they're doing with Gamepires right now. So the franchise could expand to other things too, right? So we're already looking at possibly a potential, I'm just speculating, so please do not take my word for this, a potential rebuild of Scum on the Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 4 is very old now. It really is. It's a great engine, don't get me wrong, but if you want potential and you want longevity for the next 10 years, you're going to have to go Unreal Engine 5. And they seem to know this. They seem to know this because their expertise is in FPS and live server infrastructures as well, which is big games like Scum, basically. Now, if they want to push over for a franchise, you're looking at Scum DLCs, right? The expansions, console versions, potential spin-off games, a sequel or a major overhaul, which I was talking about the Unreal Engine 5 there. and even some cross-media ideas, but we don't really know that right now. However, this can only be a positive for Scum. Jagex was a letdown, right? And like I said, we didn't really see anything come from Jagex over the last few years. As a customers, we are the ones playing the game, right? We're the ones putting our money into investing into this game. I haven't seen really anything from Jagex over the last few years. So that was a bit of a letdown in that respect. But I think they got the investment for some time for things, but they just didn't get the backing. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video? You could have an investor who's a multi-millionaire who owns millions of clothing stores, and he invests or she invests into tech, Wi-Fi, or whatever you want to call it, right? Technology. You've got the investment, you haven't got the support. The help isn't there, but you've got the funding. And sometimes people who want that investment don't want the money necessarily. They need the money, but they want the help. They want the knowledge, right? The expertise from someone who's in that area, who can help them do that. And I really think from everything I'm reading here, going over Splash Damage and seeing what they like their expertise in multiplayer games, FPS, live service infrastructures and stuff like this as well. This could be very, very good. Very, very good for the game. There's not much more I really know about this other than what I've just basically told you. But it's got some really, really good, some good positive ideas and stuff going on with this. So I think right now we can only really just wait and see. I did want to push this video out today because I think it's about time we say something about this. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a more positive outlook on the situation, because instantly people are going to sort of be like, oh no, what we're going to do. Now, don't forget, ladies and gents, in business, money needs to be transferred, right? You can't just expect something for nothing. That's how it tends to work. Now, but it has to be done well, right? I've not been too happy with some of the DLCs we've been receiving in Scum recently. Do the devs get the money? Yes. Do I want to support the devs? Yes. But do I want a return? Do I want to get something out of my money that I'm giving for something? Of course I do. I don't just want to buy the DLC generally for the sake of just going, yeah, I'll support the devs. They can put out, some DLC that's just absolutely terrible. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll give them the money for that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to, because that just gives false statistics in what the players want, right? Even if they do stuff like battle passes, cosmetic skins, paid expansions, and support packs and stuff like that as well, I'd be happy to do that as long as it doesn't get paid to win. Obviously, that is something we do not want. But with business comes transaction, where transaction becomes stability, right? And if they're getting money, they're only going to continue doing what they do. It's just natural to do that. So I really think that we have to keep our minds open for this and stay positive and give Splash Damage a very warm welcome into the community and everything that we're going to be doing as well alongside. And I'll be very, very excited, because right now we don't know, right? But I'm very excited to see exactly what's going to be happening with them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to leave a comment down below and just let us know what you think, but think about it before you write it out. Like I said, this isn't Jagex. This is a new company that's coming in that wants to help game players. They want to help, and they're making changes already. Big changes. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about, that I'm not going to get into right now. But business changes and stuff like that seem to be happening already. And that can only really mean good things, to see what's going to be happening with that. So, guys, leave a comment. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe. And don't forget to, if you want to follow my Twitch channel, feel free. We're kind of kicking off over there. I'll leave that link below in the description as well. So thank you very much for your time, ladies and gents. I think it's time to make a video like this. And like I said, any questions or anything like that, please put them in the comment section below. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.